Greetings, this is Charles Darwin, and I want to invite you to have lunch with me today. Now, the question that we're considering is, why are hot peppers hot? Okay? And whenever you ask a why question, there's two kinds of answers that you can have. First is the proximate answers, which that's the immediate physiological mechanisms, and the second is ultimate, that is the evolutionary reasons. Now in this case, the proximate question is very easy to answer. Capsaicin. I'll have more to say about that later, except that capsaicin is a chemical that can be detected by the tongues of mammals, but which birds do not seem to have much of a response to. Keep that in mind as we go to the ultimate explanation, and that is, in the wild, where hot peppers grow, birds will eat them, and the birds can't taste the hot. And the birds tend to disperse the seeds through their droppings into locations where it's good for the next generation of plants to grow. Whereas mammals that tend to stay away from the hot peppers, they would not disperse the seeds to the place they would need to go. Therefore, the plants benefit from encouraging birds, discouraging mammals from eating them. And that is the ultimate reason. Now, the proximate reason has to do with capsaicin. And capsaicin, since it tastes, some of us really like it, but you don't want too much of it. You want to be able to control the amount of capsaicin. And that's what food companies do. So, for instance, in some things like tomatoes, they basically don't have any capsaicin, and so they're not hot. But what about large peppers of the species Capsicum annuum? Well, they have a little bit, but they're very sweet, and so you can't really taste the hotness in them. Now, some people can, but most of us cannot. But when you bite into an individual little hot pepper, who knows what's going to happen? Is this really hot or is it not? How can you know? You can't tell by looking, and you can't tell by knowing the breeding history, because even within a breed, some of them are hot and some of them aren't. It depends a lot on circumstances, humidity and temperature as well. Well, what food companies do is they'll take a whole bunch of hot peppers and put them together into a single batch. And if that batch will take on sort of the average of the hotness of the individual peppers, and then the companies are able to adjust the hotness level, Scoville units, by either adding something else or by adding some capsaicin, so that they know exactly how hot each batch is. So here's some green hot pepper sauce, some red hot pepper sauce, and here's some spicy hot V8 juice. Now, the companies know exactly how hot they are. But when you bite into an individual bell pepper, sorry, I keep calling it bell pepper, I mean hot pepper, then you don't know exactly how hot it's going to be. All you can do then is to drink something that will take away the hot flavor. And usually water-based things such as water and Coke and things like that won't work. What you need is something such as milk that has a certain amount of fat in it, because capsaicin is fat soluble. So, shall we try this? That's not so bad. It's kind of... This is Charles Darwin, tally ho, and I'm